Boa noite, amigos do canal Futebol Virtual. Vai começar mais uma partida do Cincinnati Bengals contra o Pittsburgh Steelers pela segunda rodada no modo carreira, segunda semana. Na primeira perdeu. Aí tá a equipe dos Steelers e os Bengals em busca da primeira vitória.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the... All right, the offense back on the field here. Let's see what they can do on this play.
Vai começar a partida então.
They send Green to the left on his own. Passing, it's Dalton. Brought in here by Tyler.
Consegue avançar as primeiras 10 jardas.
14 there, and the Bengals are going to have a first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part
Foi
about
bem
that
ali.
play for him,
No primeiro ataque, a equipe do Cincinnati Bengals.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. No gain, and it's 2nd down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
Para avançar 10 jardas.
It's 2nd down. Dalton looking. Pressure from his right, and he goes
Consegue ali o tackle.
flat on his back.
O Timmons consegue o tackle. E o técnico do Cincinnati vai à loucura. Olha o Dalton. O Timmons de onde veio lá de trás. Dormiu no ponto. Ali o Dalton. E recebe o tackle.
Changes everything in terms of play calling and the pressure you might expect to face on the very next down. Had to throw the ball away and save the yardage. He didn't get it done. The Steelers nickel defense on 3rd down.
Yeah, they add a DB. Incomplete. He had his hands
E a
on it,
defesa
but couldn't
funciona.
pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent
Consegue
coverage,
interceptar
breaks on the football, just unable to
a
hold
jogada
it
ali,
and take it the
forçou
other way,
muito
so he dropped an interception.
Cincinnati Bengals.
The key for him now, don't dwell
Vejam
on
só.
it, just move on to the next play.
So now the Cincinnati native, also former Bearcat and now a Bengal, Kevin Huber to punt it away. Back deep for the Steelers, Antonio Brown. And look here, it's an opening drive fake. Throwing
Grande jogada do Cincinnati. Consegue o Cincinnati. Puxar grande jogada da equipe do Bengals na última tentativa. Consegue avançar aí. Sensacional aí o Cincinnati Bengals, que vai vencendo as jardas.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Deep drop. He drops it off for Bernard. That's going to go as a
torcida vai ao delírio.
It'll be 2nd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good.
Bernard.
Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time.
O Bengals entrou numa ali.
Maybe let that one go, right? Because you could see the lost yardage about to develop, but that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch
37 para o fim.
so it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
Para mostrar 11 jardas de 11.
Now a former Tar Heel, Giovanni Bernard. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play.
Tudo errado agora.
That'll go as a loss of
O Bengals ali, tackle.
third down.
Stephon Tuitt came out of Notre Dame as another one of those really tall defensive ends, and you just
Vai ter que
wonder,
tentar
will
aquela
he
jogada.
have the leverage to bend and make plays? I think he just gave us an answer with that tackle.
Fakes the give to Bernard. Dalton. Under a heavy
E
rush,
ali?
and down he goes.
Recebe a defesa e perde a posse de bola. A equipe do Bengals.
Certainly some teams are not intimidated by down and distance on defense, are they? Third and very long? Let's go get this guy again. Big time
Foi mal
pressure.
ali.
So on is the lefty, Kevin Huber, to kick it away for the Bengals here on fourth down. Back deep, Antonio Brown. And look here, it's an opening drive fake. And this is
Não consegue, não consegue segurar a bola. É a torcida do Pittsburgh vai à loucura. Ryan Harwich,
So the flag is for the very
penalidade
rare
ali.
illegal forward pass.
Quatro jardas. 11. Mostrando para você, casa cheia. Aqui na casa do Pittsburgh Steelers. Que joga na High Field, conhecido como grande pote de maionese. De mostarda, né? Peço perdão aí.
It's such a
Grande
risky
pote de
play there to
mostarda.
fake it. You're either the hero or the GOAT. Here they're going to be the GOAT.
Unfortunate too, because you know they thought they had
Fica em
something there.
Pittsburgh,
They
fica na
don't call it just to
Pensilvânia.
call it. They don't just say, "Oh, what the heck? Let's go ahead and fake it here." They feel like they've got something on. They've got the defense
Steelers
in the right
fica
spot.
metalúrgicos.
Just unsuccessful in that opportunity.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. And they're not going to get this one off in time.
Penalidade,
It'll
vamos
be
ver
a
o lance
delay.
ali.
Delayed game offense.
Flag pro end do quarterback.
Still first down.
All right, the offense back out there now. Let's see what they can put together.
Reclama posse. É do Cincinnati.
Play fake. Here's Dalton. And that is
Na tentativa ali,
He was looking
não
for his
consegue
favorite
pegar a
target,
bola.
A.J. Green that time.
O jogador
And now
do
it's second
Bengals.
down.
E vai terminar aqui o primeiro quarto 3-0 para o Pittsburgh.
And just one tick to go, so this will obviously be the final play of this
Não
first
termina
quarter.
ainda não. Não dá tempo.
Dalton, bootlegs out. And they can't get
Houve
the
o
long
tackle ali.
connection as it falls
Pelo menos jogadores
incomplete.
estranhos, isso é comum no americano.
So just a lone field goal in this first quarter of play.
Olha só,
3-0 is
tapa
our
na
score.
orelha, meu amigo.
EA Sports NFL
Termina o primeiro
Sunday
quarto.
returns following this.
E o Steelers vai vencendo por 3-0.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with a football to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough third and long coming up. And the offense looking to pick up the first down After the second down incompletion.
Vão achar 13 de 15.
Dalton up play action. Oh, battle for
Consegue
here,
avançar
and
umas
this'll be
jardas ali, foi bem.
That one good for 10
O Bengals.
yards. And it'll be 4th down. So they're challenging the spot. If you're a coach, you hesitate to throw the flag anytime it's a spot discernment.
Vamos ver
You
ali.
certainly do, because you feel like that's not one you're likely to win, and you may need that challenge flag for later in the game.
O americano para muito devido ao auxílio. Tem ajuda de visor. Do visor, né? Extra.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head.
Vamos ver agora o que acontece.
They're going to try this again. It's another fake. And this is incomplete.
Olha
A
só.
huge gamble, and it does not pay off.
E a bola é do Pittsburgh. A torcida vai à loucura.
We usually focus our attention on the guys
Na Heinz
that
foi
were
o-
unsuccessful. But how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams.
Demorou demais.
They look like they were educated for that one.
Aí a marcação chega.
And getting a big stop. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip.
Uma formação. Primeira vez que o Bengals vai defender.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Ah, yes, that's today's NFL defensive tackle. Not just a space eater anymore. A guy with agility, movement skills, who can rush the passer and make plays in the offensive backfield.
Tem que avançar 11 de 2. A segunda tentativa tem que avançar 11 jardas.
A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. Rush coming
E a só marcação do Bengals está funcionando. Muito bem, aí o mal alaga.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense.
O mal alaga de onde vive lá e
Now as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
consegue ali.
You're doing a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you
No meio
because
do
it
lance,
seems to be
mal
working
alaga.
pretty well.
Big sack on 2nd down. Now the offense needs to convert here on 3rd.
19 de 3.
They come up with one running back. That's Bell. Now Ben.
Vai tentar o arremesso. Vai pro touchdown! Steelers. E a dancinha e 33 jardas avançadas de Bryant. Touchdown para o Pittsburgh. Steelers. Os metalúrgicos. E agora vai ter a chance de converter mais pontos aí.
It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip.
Mais um ponto. Pittsburgh 10-0 nesse segundo quarto.
Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And on the return, here comes Adam Jones.
20 jardas avançadas aí.
Offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it,
Como
but
é
it
que
showed
incorpora
confidence.
o Cincinnati?
I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out
Consegue
and
uma
start
ótima
over and
ali.
rebuild that confidence.
Jogada aí pro Cincinnati Bengals. 30 jardas. O win.
Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in
Consegue
college
passar
and
pela
got
primeira
better and
marcação, mas na
better
segunda
each year.
fica.
Always added a little bit more to his game, gets stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
First and 10 for Dalton. And it pops
Nação
free.
não
The
consegue
collision
ali
there jarred the ball
segurar a
loose and
bola.
brings up second down.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups.
10-0 para o
They were
Pittsburgh.
just unable to complete the pass.
Passing again. Dalton on second and 10. He's going to look deep down the field.
E só quase o Pittsburgh consegue uma jogadaça.
That's a bold strike right there, taking it downfield.
O Cincinnati, perdão, quase.
Able to get his hands across
Jogada
the
ali,
receiver
né?
and bat the ball down.
Se forçou muito. A terceira de 10.
A shot here for Dalton. And that
De
will
novo,
be
forçou
incomplete
muito.
as well. Brandon LaFell, the intended receiver, and it's fourth down.
It's always tough for the guys
Do
throwing the
Davis.
football when they think they've got a completion and the
Tem
ball's almost
paciência
there.
o Bengals.
Someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Muita sede ao pote.
So here's the 2014 Pro Bowler. That's Kevin Huber on to
E
kick
agora vai
this
ter
one
aquele
away.
chute, né? Vou tentar ir.
And look at this, another fake.
Alguma coisa. Que
It was hit at the line
bolão!
of scrimmage and intercepted.
Consegue recuperar ali
And his
o
guys will take
Pittsburgh.
over at the 25-yard
Eu
line.
já estava gritando aqui já, né? Já estava já imaginando um touchdown do Cincinnati Bengals.
Nowhere in between.
Olha o
right?
arremesso.
You're exactly right. It takes some fortitude
Ele deixou
to
a
call
bola
that type of a
escapulir.
play, but when it doesn't work, oh boy, you wish you hadn't.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here.
Jogando muito
And they were
bem
able
os
to punch it
Steelers.
in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back?
Consegue 10 jardas ali na primeira tentativa.
Always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love
We'll
it.
see if they dial it up this drive. Just 2 yards to go here on second down for the offense.
A segunda tentativa para mostrar apenas 2 jardas.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking
não
for a seam,
conseguiu
but
ainda.
finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
On offense, the guy that you want to have the best eyes on the field are your quarterbacks.
Para
You can see
avançar 3
everything
agora.
pre-snap, and then, of course, as the play develops. On defense, oftentimes it's the linebacker. And on this play, his eyes took him right to the ball, and he made a nice tackle.
Avançar 10 jardas.
11, and it moves the chains. So he makes the grab, and the chains move forward.
Avançou até mais
Nice
de
job
10.
by the offensive line, giving them time to complete that first down pass.
And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute
Primeira
warning.
de
Let's see
10.
if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal.
2 minutes to
Pede
play
2
here
minutos
in
do
the
técnico
first
do
half.
Pittsburgh.
Back to Heinz Field after this. A reminder coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before that. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And this one caught by Coates. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be second down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down.
Segunda tentativa para avançar 6 jardas.
Play action. It's Roethlisberger. Over the middle, and it's
Consegue ali
incomplete. Trying to
errar,
get it there to
forçou.
Martavis Bryant. Third down here.
Errou o Pittsburgh. Futebol americano aqui no canal Futebol Virtual.
So a second down
Aqui tem
incompletion.
pés,
Now
aqui tem
brings
FIFA,
up
aqui tem um
third
pouco
down.
de tudo. Hoje tem Fórmula 1.
Bryant spread out to the right.
Terceira tentativa para avançar 6. Que é o canal dos
On
esportes.
third down, Roethlisberger.
Vai conseguir avançar de 10 jardas.
And he'll go down inside
Consegue avançar 10 jardas.
before going out of bounds. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of
O
downs.
Bell.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Primeira de 10.
On first down, it's Roethlisberger. Hauled in by Wheaton over the middle. And the stop here will come at the
flag ali.
38-yard line.
Holding offense.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing on the playbook.
Primeira de 20, tem uma falta de 10 jardas. Tem que voltar ali.
Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
Now Roethlisberger. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in
Roethlisberger.
bounds.
If you're
Agora
running
ficando
out,
travado com o
it's
Pittsburgh neste
likely
momento.
you're gonna end
O
up
Metalúrgico
near the
com
sideline.
dificuldades
What
ali.
did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up and
Olha
making
só,
sure it
câmera
was a
os
catch.
mínimos detalhes para vocês.
Second down now after the pass completion. Brown, the lone receiver, left.
13.
Ben to throw again. Complete to Wheaton. And he'll be brought
Vai
down.
avançando
It
bem
looks
o Pittsburgh,
right
né?
at the
Roethlisberger.
40. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to lead to a third down. And that's one of his
23
advantages of a
passes.
passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes
De novo aí, ó. De novo, bola fora. Bola fora dos Steelers.
To throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because
Cleveland
he can see
3,
everything.
Baltimore 7.
Sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker. Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any
E a bola vai
quarterback.
ser
He's
do
obviously a great
Cincinnati
franchise
Bengals.
quarterback, but felt
Barry.
the pressure, threw it incomplete. And they'll play keep away from the returner, as this one will be marked out of bounds.
Oh, Barry.
At the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Steelers defense getting ready here for this next possession. They've certainly got something to build off of. They had the interception
Tá
last
avançar
time
10 já,
out.
vai terminar daqui a pouco o
Now
segundo
they have to just
quarto.
make sure they're cognizant of not trying too hard for interceptions. Once you get one, it makes you a little more antsy to try and get
Bola
another
boa
one.
ali do
Now you gotta
Cincinnati.
be careful of double moves, different things like that against them. But they like the momentum that they've begun to build.
We'll see if they can keep that momentum going.
Passe entrou. Comemora ali o tag Bengals.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And almost intercepted.
Interceptar a jogada.
Been his second pick of
Cincinnati
the
ali.
game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
Steelers.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Segunda para avançar 10.
Dalton gives to Bernard. And he is going to loop. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively.
Se complica agora o Cincinnati.
So they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Termina aí primeiro tempo então, timeout. 10-0. Não, terminou não. Ele pediu um tempo ali.
They got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Fakes the give to Bernard. Dalton. He's going to rifle one deep left side.
Conseguiu!
A big play there just before halftime.
46 jardas aí. Impressionante agora o Cincinnati, hein? Olha o Green. Andy Green agarrou. Conseguiu avançar até mais do que 18.
So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the
Steelers
on top as we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Charles. And welcome to our EA halftime report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Steelers are happy to be in front, and they'll look to play another solid half of football. The Bengals know it's always hard to come in and get a win on the road, but they're not out of this one yet. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half.
Os lances aí do jogo. Neste intervalo.
Here the catch is made way downfield, and this goes 33 yards for the score, pushing the lead to 10.
Ben Roethlisberger. Le'Veon Bell fez a dancinha. Os lances aí do Cincinnati. E Dalton.
After a gain of 30. An interception would get the defense off the field. So that'll bring our halftime report to a close. We'll go back now to Heinz Field for the start of the third quarter.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. It's Marcus Wheaton now to return it. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Well, Brandon, so much for halftime adjustments. They still can't get anything going on the ground. It may be time to loosen things up and start flinging it around a little bit.
Hey, we've got tight left. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Kim, see the tight end. Let's go.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. A screen to Bell. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
On third down, Roethlisberger surveying the field. And that is incomplete. He was looking to hit his running back, Le'Veon Bell, that time. And it's fourth down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
380. 380.
1st and 10 for Dalton. Caught Eifert over the middle. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be second and about a yard.
That throw has to be a quarterback's dream, doesn't it? Big tight end, curling in the middle of the field, so it's great sight lines for him. And when they show their numbers back to the quarterback, when they sit down right there, that should be pitch and catch.
Dalton throwing on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Brandon LaFell, his intended target, and it's 3rd and short.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Despite only needing one, Dalton to throw to the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. There he goes, left side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Extra point now by Boswell. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Ryan Shazier in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
They'll run it here with Bernard. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
Dalton sets up play action. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
So they are going for it. Now Dalton. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Martavis Bryant with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Boswell for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The Bengals getting set to go. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7. It's 2nd down. Dalton looking. And that's incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped, altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down.
But, partner, anytime someone tells me that fundamentals are leaving the game, I'm going to show them this play because they couldn't get to the passer. So what do you have to do? Get your hands up in the passing lane, and they batted it away on a third down attempt.
Now Brown. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. They'll try and get the running game going with Bell. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Geno Atkins was back and fully healthy in 2015. And when he's like that, he is hard to move.
Had a nice tackle for loss there. 17 of those last year, which was 2nd among all D tackles.
And following in the footsteps of his dad, Gene Atkins, a former NFL defensive back.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Snickers. You're off your game when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Back now in Pittsburgh. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Hey, we've got tight left, tight ends left. Hey, 4 down.
On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. Hauled in by Wheaton over the middle. And he's brought down. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. They come out here in the eye. Now Roethlisberger going to hand to Bell. And a short gain down to about the 33. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there. And it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
4 down.
They'll go again with Bell. And some room to maneuver. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20 at the 15.
Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, giving them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they wanted. That's why there are points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense, we're in control, and we can do whatever we feel like doing out here on the field.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, you know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front is eating up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
Bryant spread out to the right. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And he locates Wheaton, complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Marcus Wheaton, his first touchdown of the new season. And this Steelers offense is running away with this one. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. On the return, it's Brandon Tate. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. And the offense lining up 1st and 10.
Gotta get the point. Get on the point right here.
They send Green to the left on his own. A first down throw coming for Dalton. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
That was a terrific catch. I mean, to go up there and get it one-handed like that, but I almost want to go into that riff about back in my day, the gloves weren't quite like this.
When did gloves really become prevalent, just in general?
I think in the 80s. I think as we started to move through the 80s, especially as we got towards the latter part of that. But a lot of those were really like baseball batting gloves to begin with not much of a tacky area on the glove. In fact, there was none. I actually remember in cold weather games wearing the old scuba gloves, which you'd wear in the diving, but they would split too easily in the course of a game. Then the glove manufacturers got smart and started adding to it, and here we are today.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
We got three, fellas. We got 3.
And again, Andy Dalton to throw. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Thought he may have gotten away with one there, but the ref caught him, and it's holding. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. And over the middle, it's LaFell. And he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff.
Delay of game, offense. Still 1st down.
Here we go on 1st and 15.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. Blue 10.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And this is LaFell. It's caught. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd and 12. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Delay of game, offense. Still 2nd down.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Second down, Dalton. And oh, this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. Passing, it's Dalton. He drops it off for Bernard. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. So Charles are able to complete what so often seems to be elusive, a shutout in the NFL. And maybe what's fitting is they ended the game on the field, that defensive unit on the field. What an exclamation mark.
And probably felt like they could go another 60 minutes without anyone putting points on the board against them. That's the confidence you gain throughout when you're pitching a shutout. And they're going to leave the stadium feeling like they're all 10 feet tall.
Termina mais jogo no modo carreira, então, mais jogo para se esquecer daí do Cincinnati Bengals. 2 jogos, 2 derrotas, início muito ruim na equipe do Bengals. E vamos esperar se no terceiro episódio a equipe já consegue uma vitória. A equipe do Bengals aí não tem um bom início de temporada. Muito obrigado a todos vocês que acompanharam a transmissão. Inscrevam-se no canal Futebol Virtual, deixe sua curtida, inscreva-se também no canal
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Heinz Field.